Good evening, class. My name is Carlos Mizar. I'll be doing the negative side of this debate. But before I start on this debate, I would like to go over some terms that were mentioned on the first debate speech. Key terms are probably really relevant for this topic. Undocumented immigrants are individuals who come to the United States and reside here illegally. They are referred to as undocumented immigrants because they do not have proper papers or the documents that permit them to live or be in the United States. Immigration reform as a concept includes the net totality of all measures that are being considered as part of a large-scale comprehensive immigration reform package to address illegal immigration measures. They do have different proposals, including granting current illegal immigrants amnesty, establishing significant legal hurdles for illegal immigrants to overcome for citizenship or for legal residency, strengthening border security and increasing deportation. And then also the path to citizenship, which is the discussion tonight, which is the idea that the United States government should allow individuals who are here illegally to become citizens of the United States, as long as they complete the requirements. Those basically are very depending on the proposal. Basically my significant claim is that Pathways to Citizenship does not provide the best approach or solution towards immigration reform, whereas the consequences kind of outweigh the positive economic benefits and provides an unfair advantage to individuals who are following the legal immigration process. So I'm going to start with this quote from Jeb Bush. He mentioned this in the Washington Post regarding immigration reform and the pathway to citizenship. If we want to create an immigration policy that's going to work, we can't continue to make illegal immigration an easier path to illegal immigration. There's a national friction between our immigrant heritage and the rule of law. This is the right place to be in that sense. Basically, a lot of people have mentioned, Jonathan has mentioned that there's a lot of economic benefits to allowing these illegal immigrants to become citizens. Of course, tax revenue increases, they're able to contribute towards Social Security. However, the Immigration Policy Center claims that even though if we were to offer amnesty or citizenship to the 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States, it would produce about $11.2 billion annually. However, when it comes to the Treasury budget, whether it would offset the cost, it would actually offset the cost because these individuals, about 60% of these illegal immigrants are living within the poverty line. So when it comes to being able to file for income taxes, they would be able to qualify for earned income credit. So while they are contributing towards the income taxes and other forms of taxes, they'll be also getting incentives, which kind of offsets the revenue. Jonathan mentioned about wages and how they're not really necessarily fair, and because they're illegal immigrants, they're often paid under the table. And that's the matter of fact that these individuals are working illegally and getting paid under the table. And like I said, with Social Security, if they were to become citizens, they would contribute to Social Security. However, the same source mentioned, or the Pew Research Center actually projected that if illegal immigrants were able to contribute to Social Security, that the total amount, which is 11 million, would have to be 15 times more to kind of really balance out the Social Security trust fund, because we're already in kind of a decline in a frequent collapse of Social Security. Illegal immigrants also currently do take advantage of our social services. About 51% of those households at least have one form of welfare benefits, including Medicaid, food stamps. They get the free reduced lunches, housing assistance, and that's in comparison to only 30% of native households that get the benefits. So even though they're not citizens, they are still costing taxpayers money with participating in these basically social services. And also the question is that we've actually seen a decrease in immigration, migration to the country. From 2009 to 2014, we've actually noticed that about 1 million Mexicans and their families have actually left the United States to go back to their home country. And according from data from the 2014 Mexican National Survey of Demographic Dynamics, they've only estimated that about 870 Mexican residents have actually left Mexico to come to the U.S., which is a very small number. So in comparison, we are seeing more people actually leaving the country than coming in. So the question is, is it really necessary to offer these residents, you know, amnesty or pathway to citizenship when we're noticing a different change in trend? My solvency claim is providing pathways to citizenship, especially new pathways, encourages people to migrate illegally to the United States and makes it easier for more people who have earned citizenship to sponsor those who have not yet earned it. In other words, it really encourages other people who are deciding whether to come here illegally to come here illegally, because they kind of see that they're getting rewarded for not following the legal process, and you know, they'll be able to get citizenship. And for people that are using the legal process, it's seen as like a sense of unfairness. And that's something that we really have to take into account when we're looking at these types of policies. So then, you know, I'm going to refer back to the Ronald Reagan Amnesty of 1984. Ronald Reagan passed his Amnesty Act, which was an immigration reform policy back in 84, which allowed about 1.5 million illegal immigrants to earn the right to citizenship. Not only were those 1.5 million individuals able to get, you know, their citizenships, but then an additional 3 million individuals were able to get the right to citizenship through sponsorships. So individuals were sponsoring their children, their relatives, families and friends. So it really created an influx of immigration to the United States. Now I'm going to leave with this one quote. So the Republican Representative Lou Borrelera from Pennsylvania mentioned about the amnesty. Well, again, I don't think that it's a good policy because you're making a bad situation worse. In 1986, when Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to 1.5 million illegal aliens, he promised the American people that we would secure our borders and this issue would never happen again. But what has happened is the same. It's basically the same. 27 years later, there's over 11 million illegal immigrants, and we're basically back to square one.